My normal kind of fishing normally entails relatively low stock lakes with a particular target fish in it normally, and it is normally 1 or 2 fish that I go to a lake with the intention of trying to catch. So be it, I don't know, be it a 5 acre pit with 45, 50 fish in it, or a 100 acre pit with 45, 50 fish in it, I'll go to it for a specific reason. Not always size, but sometimes it'll be the age of a fish or the difficulty of it to catch, or just its history or its looks or whatever. Yeah, normally fish that I go for will be what I class as big, so sort of 35 pound plus fish. You know, normally into the 40 pound bracket is normally kind of the targets that kind of grip me and make me do the mileage and all the rest of it to go fish for them. Whereas this winter's been a bit of a change completely, really. I've been venturing into Oxfordshire and fishing down at Linear as often as I've been getting out, really, so a couple of times a month. And it's been a bit of a revelation, really. It's kind of refocused me and made me more aware of areas. I've got lazy in my fishing is probably one of the best ways I can describe it. You know, as much as I will move on shows and I will move if I don't think I'm in the right area, once I'm set up and sorted, those rods tend to stay out for anything up to 24 hours. Whereas here, you know, like where we are now, sat on B2, within half an hour, 45 minutes, if something hadn't happened, I'm looking at changing something, be it zig depths or bait colour or solids to singles or singles to solids or whatever. Constantly less lazy about my approach actually when I'm on fish. And I think it's freshened me up, ready for the challenges of my normal fishing like in the coming months, really. I knew what was here, if that makes sense. I obviously knew about the complex. I come down occasionally, most autumns, for a social and bits and pieces with mates and all the rest of it. So I knew the quality of fishing that was available. What surprised me was what you could generate if you was willing to put the effort in terms of building hits and the stamp of the fish. You know, a lot of people give this place probably a little bit of bad press because of like some of the fish stockings and bits and pieces saying, oh, they're all simmos and this and that. But some of them are absolutely stunning fish. You know, some of them are absolutely gorgeous, scaly things. You know, there's something for everybody here. And what surprised me more than anything was overall the quality of the fish and the kind of average size of the fish as well. You know, like upper 20s for fun, really, if you're working hard and you're getting amongst a few. It really did surprise me in that respect. Yes, the fishing was harder. It did actually surprise me in that respect. I probably came a little bit underprepared as well. You know, I came with my normal kind of approach on, my normal head on, as in think you're on, do the basics, try and find them, use your watercraft, and then there was another individual kind of 6 swims down from me, making it look ridiculously easy. So I kind of had to reassess the situation after that and sorted out my preparation, you know, not just in terms of like moving and stuff, because I do that, I'll move at the drop of a hat, you know. If I think there's a need to move, I'll move. But as I kind of referred to earlier, the working hard and the changing tactics, even when you're on fish, if it's not happening, change the tactics around and just keep working and working until you find something that's working for you. And then the biggest thing for me that I found was when you got that first bite and you got that first one in the net, getting the other 2 rods in and getting them onto that same tactic and getting them back out there as quick as possible. That's caught me bonus fish already this winter, without a doubt. How am I figuring out what to change? I think a lot of it's been gut. You know, say I'm started on the bottom over a bit of bait and nothing's happening, look at what everybody else is doing, because the age-old saying, do the same as everybody, catch the same as everybody, couldn't be truer somewhere like this. If everybody's sorting out bait and fishing on the bottom and not getting bites, then the obvious answer is get the zigs out. But then obviously, if you're fishing in 14 foot of water, where do you start? My starting point's always the middle third, and depending on the conditions, I'll either go up or down from there. As soon as you get a bit of sunlight, I'll go up top third straight away, as soon as you get a bit of light. But then obviously colours can be massive as well, as we all know. And it's just keeping changing, not changing too much in one go, but just keeping ringing the changes, and eventually something will happen. think the experiences of this winter will undoubtedly help me in the spring, summer, autumn, moving forward on my what I term my normal fishing. You know, I think the chances of me sitting behind rods for 24 hours and not changing something are long gone if I'm on fish. You know, I understandably on lower stock venues and bits and pieces, I won't be changing it every couple of hours, but the days of me leaving rigs on spots for 24 hours without changing something will be long gone. If I'm on fish, there is always something you can do that will engineer that bite for you, and I'm convinced of it. You know, providing you can get the rig back out without spooking the fish that you're on, I'll be changing something without a doubt. I won't be sitting there for a day at a time waiting, wishing for it to go. When I'm on fish, I will be doing something and be more proactive about it, and it's re-emphasised that to me more than anything. You'd never see a match angler on a canal sit there for 6 hours watching a pole float without changing something, be it length, depth, distance, the amount of bait, type of bait. We need to, as carp anglers, I think once we're on fish we can be inherently lazy, and this has really refocused my mind on that side of it. Well, considering all the snow and everything from last week's gone, it feels like we're going back into Siberia at the minute. The wind's absolutely freezing, and over the last couple of days I've tried all sorts to try and get a bite. The last resort this morning been solids, where this one was at particularly long range, and hopefully it's finally produced a bite for us after 2 days of trying everything I can think of. Getting right royally hammered on the banter front as well by people from blanking away, so hopefully we can fix that and get this one in the net for you. Finally. Thank you very much. Beginning of March, B2 carp sorted. Here you go, an absolute stunner from B2 at Linear. It's been a really tough couple of days. The weather's not been in with favour, and we're off the back of one of the coldest snaps we've had for a long time, with snow and ice everywhere. But having the ability to change tactics and methods and being prepared to make the changes has resulted in this stunner coming along last knockings today, just as I'm about to start packing up. One thing's for sure, keeping the ability to change tactics and methods in my armoury is going to hopefully help me catch some of my target fish moving forward this spring and summer.